Today we have Cherry Plum. This comes to us from my good friend Tuffy Marginez. I'm going to try and do something a little bit different with it. I have no idea if it's going to work. I really hope it does because I think it'll be kind of cool. And I hope you'll come along to see if we can get there from here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as we like to say here at Shady Acres Woodshop. Howdy, let's take a closer look at it. Well, I didn't even measure it. Looks like about 6 inches tall, about 5 inches in diameter. It's got 2 bases. One there, one here. So my plan is to make a bowl up here. Now it's not going to go all the way to the bottom or anything. It's going to be a relatively shallow bowl, maybe down to here, something like that. I'm trying to decide if I want to remove the bark on the outside of the bowl part. This will be the bowl part. And then I'll just curve it in here so the outside will be bare naked. I guess that's what I'd like to do. Hollow it out and then stand it up like this and it'll be a bowl. Or stand it up like that and it'll be a bowl that kind of serves you. Just reach in there and grab whatever you want. Or this way, either way. I just thought it'd be something different, that's all. Different is good. Oh, I gotta mention this, sorry. If you've sent me an email, if you're expecting a reply from me, it might be a while. I'm having terrific email problems on my computer, and that's what I use as my computer. I don't use my phone for this stuff. I have 2 accounts that I cannot send from. If you're expecting something from me, I'm sorry if you don't get it. I am gonna go find the center here, drill a hole for a woodworm screw. We're gonna get it mounted up and make something. See you over here at the lathe. I just have no idea if this is going to work at all. I've got it mounted up on a woodworm screw. I've got tailstock support. I want to put a tenon on the bottom here. It's not going to be the way I normally do a tenon. And I have to preserve as much of this angle as I can. So I don't really want to take away much more than maybe this, because I want that to be a base, one of the bases, and this to be the other base. We're going to be turning at 600 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask, and face shield on. I'm just seeing how high we're coming up here. So far so good, but can't do a lot more. That might be enough. Does not need to be that long. I'm making a tenon, remember. Doesn't need to be anywhere near that long. Well, I hope that's enough. About the right diameter, maybe even a little, still too big maybe. Yeah, a little bit too big, but it's close. That noise you hear is because I have the tool rest rubbing on this, not intentionally, but it's okay. Well, I think that's gonna do the trick. I'm gonna cut this off. or else I'm not. Now I'm going to use this diamond point tool to square up the sides of the tenon. Well, we have a good tenon. I just don't know if there's enough surface area here for it to set. I've just never done anything like this before. See, I thought at this point I'd turn it around, but maybe I could just go ahead and start turning the outside of the bowl up here. This isn't exactly round up here. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it off the lathe and see if it'll set on this. Well, it does still stand on that. So that'll be one base. And this will be the other base once the tenon is cut off. I'm going to go ahead and start trimming away bark here to make the outside of the bowl. I guess I want to stop here, maybe not necessarily, certainly stop here. And as you can plainly see, it's not round, so it's going to be smaller than it is. Really, Phil? You going to make it smaller by cutting it away? Yeah, I am. Sometimes I crack myself up. Anyway, so 635 RPM, 5/8" bowl gouge mask, and face shield still on. I'm thinking kind of an emerging bowl kind of look. That's a pretty big crack right there, isn't it? Well, I guess I can go, well, I haven't gotten rid of all this yet, but I don't have a bowl shape either. Now we're getting there. I love this. Probably going to end up cutting it away. Actually, I'm going to come a little bit lower. I just don't want to take any away from this angle. I could still go even lower because I still have room there. Strangest thing you ever saw, right? I would like to kind of bevel this right here instead of such an abrupt straight edge. But I'm close to that angle now. Now see, that looks better. We're doing good. This is way better than I hoped. This is going to be beautiful. As long as I don't blow it. I'm going to bring out the carbide. I want to go in here a little bit further than I can get with my gouge. Well, slap my mama. She'd slap me back, though. You know what? I'm loving it. You think it's crazy, don't you? A little bit crazy. Yeah, I can't do any better than that. Well, maybe I can do a little tiny bit better. Just trying to smooth it out because it's going to be a son of a gun to sand, isn't it? I'm not saying it's done, but it's way, way better than I thought. I'm pretty close to done. About all I can do is shear scrape this. I can't get a scraper in there. And of course that means working left-handed. Not my favorite. Can't get the right angle to complete that. I have no doubt that I can sand out the tool marks. Easy peasy. I'm just looking over here and thinking I didn't scrape that as well as I should have. As well as I could have. I know I'm not moving the camera any. I'm very sorry. I don't know what else I could get you. What other kind of view? Well, I can zoom you in a little bit. This is taking all my concentration. I don't know if that's an improvement or worse. Well, the good part is it's smooth in there, and I can sand out here. There's a tool mark right there, and I can sand that off. Well, I sure never even expected to get this far. I'm telling you, that is going to be so beautiful, that part right there, when it's sanded and finished. I don't know about that part, or that big crack. I guess it's time for sanding. Well, I tried a little bit of sanding to see what I can do and what I can't do, and I can do most of it under power, I think, with my drill. I'm going to start the sanding with my Sandoflex. It's 120 grit. I'm going to sand all of the bark inside this crack and inside this bad spot and in this bark inclusion and then all this bark. And also, I may use it to get all the way in there. I can get pretty close with my drill. I don't know if I can get all the way or not. And then I'll do 180 grit the same way, and then I'll stop there. When I'm done with that, I'll switch to my 2-inch disc starting at 80 grit and working up through 400. I'll have the lathe spinning in reverse at 300 RPM for that. And I'll show you what all that looks like as soon as I get my mask on. Yeah, I can get inside there with this. And none of it looks too hard. And I can get most of it in here. I might have to do a little bit of hand sanding, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what I'll be doing for a while. I'll bring you back in a bit and we'll put some, I think, sanding sealer on there. See you in a bit. Well, that wasn't the most fun I've had all day. But it wasn't awful. See that? Isn't that gorgeous? That bark inclusion. This is going to take a lot of brushing, of course. This is the latest I've been out here. It's just about dark, but I do have the lights turned on. Beautiful wood, just beautiful. That's about all I can get without a brush. I'm just about too tired to talk, and you're not used to that. Phil's a talker. Phil is a talker, yeah. I'm just gonna coat this. It looks like it's soaking it up pretty good. I sure hope you guys like this. I really, really, really do like it. I hope we don't run into any issues hollowing it out because of that rather large crack. I'm not gonna be able to go too thin, I can see that. Okay, I gotta get a rag and get after this before it sets up. Alright, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. This is the first coat. Oh, and I didn't even tell you. This is sanding sealer. And this is the first of 2 coats of sanding sealer. And then 2 coats of shellac over that. And I have a short video, like 2 or 3 minutes long, showing what I do in between coats, which is use 3M abrasive pads to buff it. Alright, what do you think? Pretty cool, right? Come on, you love it just like I do. Yes, you do. Wait till you see it sitting on this one corner, just handing you its contents. At least that's my hope. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye. I've got a real nice finish on the outside. Happy with that. I've turned the piece around and have the tenon mounted up in the chuck. I guess this is an end grain turning, isn't it? So we're going to be going from the inside out. 1/2 inch bowl gouge, 700 RPM, mask and face shield on. I neglected to say that I put CA in this crack. Just, I don't think, it doesn't seem to go anywhere. You don't see it here, it stops right there. But just in case, I don't really see any other cracks in there. We do have a dip, or kind of a hole, I guess, right here on the outside. So I don't want to go too thin. I don't want to come through that sidewall. I don't really want it all this thick either, but it kind of looks like it has to be. That hole down here just a little bit further. I'm going to try going in. I don't think I'm there yet. Oh boy. Yeah, see, that's a 1/4 inch. That's about 3/8. Can't really go any thinner. I'm up too high. The wood's kind of punky down there too, and it's kind of grabby. Right here you can see the punkiness, and that's where that crack is too. And that hole is right here. Well, I can't really measure the bottom thickness with my calipers because of course it stops here. So that is 2 3/4 and this is 1 3/4. So we got a ways to go. Now there's the bottom of that hole. Well, I don't see light coming through, but it's dang close. Yeah, okay. I think we are there, and I think I'll just scrape it as soon as I put a fresh burr on my scraper. Okay, that looks pretty good. Time for sanding. I have the lathe spinning in reverse at 300 RPM. I'm starting at 120 grit and working up through 400. I'll bring you back here in just a little bit and we will put some sanding sealer on there. See you in a bit. Well, that was about the most fun sanding job I've done in a while. Quick, easy, and it's just about like glass in there, which is never what I'm going for, but kind of cool when you get it on accident, I guess. That was easy too, wasn't it? This will probably only need 1 coat of sanding sealer. I don't see it soaking in anywhere. It's just beautiful wood. Okay, well, that's it. I'll put 2 coats on. I always put 2 coats on. 2 coats, another coat of this, 2 coats of shellac. I'll bring you back and we'll take the tenon off. That might prove to be problematic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I can use inside here unless I have to make something. I hope not. Anyway, see you in a bit. I found a block of wood that would work that's much shorter than this, and I prefer that, but it's too wide. I could turn it down, but if I turn it down, I'm going to turn it down to this size to fit inside that small bottom in there. And I don't want anything that's up here pressing on this crack and separating it. So we're just going to go with this long old piece. And we're going to bring up the tailstock. I still have that center hole there for reference. And bring up the tool rest. Now this tenon is much different than I'm used to removing, in that the whole thing is exposed instead of being inside of a kind of a recess around it. So I'm going to have to create a recess as I remove this so that the center of this piece sets up just above the edges of the rest of the base so that it'll set flat. So let's spin this up and see if it's running anywhere near true. It is. Turn the speed up to about 600 RPM. I'm going to grab a 1/2 inch bowl gouge and begin to removing that tenon. I'm going to switch to a 3/8 inch bowl gouge so that I can get in there a little bit closer. Need to move my tool rest a little bit closer as well. And we might as well check for clearance while we're here. Oh yeah. Yep. It's raised in the center. So it'll just set on this outer edge. And that's just what I wanted. Well, I can't really get in there close enough, so I'm going to switch to a swept back bowl gouge. Now I'm going to slow the speed down about 300 RPM. And now 200 RPM. And I'm going to apply the bevel of the gouge against the bottom of the bowl. Right hand on the gouge, left hand on the switch. And when the little nub stops turning, we'll know we're through. Now I'll just take this over here to the workbench, sand that up, sign it, get it finished, and I'll be right back. Be sure you stick around at the end of the video so you can see the before and after shots of this piece. If you'd share the video, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, here it is. One emerging bowl in the books. And it's a beauty. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I wasn't sure it would work. But it did, and it does. And it will set like that, obviously, and it'll also set like this. I'll show you that on the turntable. And then it just hands you whatever you got in there. Cherry Plum is always a joy to turn. Well, okay, it's a joy when you finish turning and get to see what you have. It's just such a pretty wood. And it always has these nice bark inclusions, and the bark polishes up so nicely. There's the bottom all finished up. And it just sets on this outside edge, and the center part there is raised up. Yep, I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you're happy with it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you, Tuffy Marginez, for sending this along for all to enjoy. If you like this video, thumbs up please. I'd sure appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very kindly. I truly appreciate that. I also appreciate you spending some of your time with me today. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to your comments. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.